Hey everyone, welcome back to the Megawatt Home Renovation and Electrical YouTube channel. My name is Trevor, and here we have Matt, who's the owner and master electrician at Megawatt. And today's topic is home renovations in Edmonton, the importance of knowing your limits. So we'll start off with a quote from Seth, Godin. There's no shortage of remarkable ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them. That's very, very true. Seth Godin is one of my favorite authors. Have you read any books of his?
No, I actually just came across the quote, and it just sat so well with me that now I'm gonna actually look into Seth Godin. So
yeah, he's really good. He's got a lot of great books out. One of them is called The Purple Cow, about how to make an extraordinary, remarkable company. It's pretty cool.
Purple Cow.
Purple Cow. You gotta read it. It's really good.
Oh, now I will.
Okay, so from RBC, Economic Report says February, 40% of homes in Canada are owned by people who are younger than 35. When we look at spending among generations, it was millennials who are at the most active. Almost 3/4 plan to spend as much or more on maintenance in the coming year, and 72% plan to spend as much or more on large renovations. Okay, that's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money to spend on renovations, especially for such a young crowd.
Well, yeah, everybody just seems to not have the places to go in today's day, so they're spending the money in their own little resort.
Yeah, can't go anywhere, so might as well make home as comfy as possible, right?
Yep.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your history with topic we're about to get into, knowing your limits and setting schedules and things like that.
So like we said in the introduction, I am a master electrician. I've been in the construction industry since I was 14, digging up gas lines to carpentry to just various trades. And when I first started Megawatt, it was a home renovation business because I didn't have my master's yet and I didn't have those accreditations. So I started doing home renovations, doing bathroom renos, doing kitchens, doing beam replacements kind of stuff. So I have years of knowledge behind my trade. So I kind of know where a tradesman's supposed to come in and where a do-it-yourselfer is kind of supposed to step back. So
awesome. Okay, Matt, we're going to start off with some questions that people have for you, so you can answer them and let us know your thoughts with all your experience in the construction and electrical trades. Why is it so important to have a construction schedule?
Okay, so construction schedules let you know where every trade is supposed to start and supposed to end. If you don't have a firm schedule on your construction project, things can get out of hand really quick where say the tile guy doesn't show up or puts your project back because his tiles didn't come in, or so it's really important to have set dates for your construction projects, and then that way you can actually calculate a good amount of time that if there is an error in judgment of time, then you know where you're supposed to be, and you can go ahead and move the trades ahead of them to make sure that nothing gets jumbled and 6 trades are working on top of each other.
Yeah. Being having a construction background myself, I know what that's like. And even sometimes with a construction schedule, things get messed up because why? People don't follow the schedule. So how do builds usually turn out when there is no schedule or they don't follow the schedule?
Have you ever seen just go to your mom and dad's house and just look at your dad's projects? There's always a baseboard missing. There's always a door that was always supposed to get that handle on there. The light socket, well, don't worry about it. It hasn't worked for 20 years. So what's another 10? So that's what projects without a construction schedule, without proper tradesmen tend to lead to, is unfinished, under quality, and very expensive finishes to redo because you generally have to rip it out to redo it in the first place. So.
And if you care about time, so let's say your kitchen is torn apart, And if people haven't followed the construction schedule, you could be waiting a long time to get back into that kitchen to make Christmas dinner, right?
100%.
So, construction schedule is super important. Now, how often should you review the schedule in order to stay on task?
So how much do you like to use your neighbor's bathroom or use the porta potty that's been brought onto site, or orders, skip the dishes every night,
washing dishes in the bathtub,
in the bathtub or with the garden hose. So it's okay to stay on top of them every week. Just look at where your progress is and where your schedule is, and generally a week span is enough to know how your project's going to be kind of going, right? So in the first week, you know that, hey, there's going to be some hiccups, which will drag into the second week. Well, when you get into the third and fourth week, you can kind of really get an average of like, okay, this is the time frame of how it's supposed to flow. So you can really get an idea of when your project is supposed to be done.
All right. So the next question we've got is, how often should you meet with your subcontractors or subtrades to go over the schedule?
Every day that they're on site. You want to make sure that they're aware that if they're the ones that are slowing down, the project, they have to pay for the slow up fees. So generally that gets quite expensive when you have the other trades that are coming in that are like, well, we can't get back for another 2 weeks. Well, okay, can you bump a customer and we'll have to pay you some more? Well, that comes out of the trades that's been holding you up. So it's really important that you lay it out to them every day, that they know what their deadline is, and if there is a problem, please make sure that you let me know in advance versus me finding out by myself. So
yeah, super important to keep in touch with those sub trades and kind of ride their tails so that they get done and get out of the way. Getting their task complete and making sure that they're not, the overlap isn't too terrible.
100%.
Now, how do you deal with a sub trade that just won't follow the schedule?
So, like I was saying, there can be some penalties applied, some stuff that can be taken away out of the contract, whatever fiscal you can kind of take away, or you can downright just fire them or terminate their contract with you guys to bring in somebody else. I don't like to do that because the people that I bring in are generally the best people and they're the ones that I would want on my house. So I don't generally run into that problem. But if I do, that's how it is it's basically like the government, little tariffs here and there, and that'll get people in line generally. So
so you always use good contractors. That's why, it's good to have good sub-trades and good relationships with good folks who do good work, because then these things tend to not happen as often.
Yeah.
So the next question, why is it so valuable to use checklists on a building project?
So organization, so that you know exactly where you are, what every room is at. You know if the paint has been done, check. If the drywall has been done, check. If this has been done, check. So it's really easy to get lost in verbiage and saying, hey, I got all of this stuff done today. But when you visually see like check marks, it goes, okay, that's where my value went today, was this, right? So not only for a contractor it helps, but for the homeowner, for the project financee, they're the ones that are looking at that going, okay, so there's my money. Perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah, awesome. Now, do you make your checklist for the sub-trades?
Yes, if they don't have one, I ask if they have one, then they can use it if it kind of falls within the criteria, but if not, then I'll supply them with one that I use. So yeah.
And it's also good to have a QC checklist as well.
Yeah.
So that, if there's some problems or whatnot, someone goes through, checks over the work, and then they get a list of things to repair, fix.
Yeah, punch list.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The punch list.
the punch list. Yes.
Very important to have that your remaining to be done or punch list or whatever you want to call it, so that the project is done on time and it's looking good and right for the next trades to come in.
100%.
Yeah, awesome. So should a builder have strict penalties on subtrades that delay turnover of a project, or how do you deal with it?
It's builder specific, it's trade specific, it's relationship specific. If it's somebody that you've had a really good dealing with in the past, and they, it's just this one time kind of thing, you kind of just work with them and kind of better their business as well, right? But if it's well, it shouldn't have gotten to this, but if it's a multiple offender of it, then it's definitely a strict policy, and it will be applied, and they won't be on those sites anymore, kind of thing. So it's really important for me.
Yeah, and typically those types of big penalties come in with large contracts on big construction sites, not usually a home renovation project. If you run into that, if you're a homeowner and you see things like that starting to happen, then you've probably got the wrong general contractor to begin with. So that's why you should call Megawatt. Call Megawatt Home Renovations and Electric, and they'll be able to help you out, plan the project, get all the sub-trades, organize it for you. And they can really handle everything from soup to nuts when it comes to any renovation project that you have, kitchens, bathrooms, basement renovations, any of that type of stuff. So give them a call, check out megawattpro.com, and schedule an appointment with the man here, Matt, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.